Welcome everyone to the Monica Brant Show. I'm Monica, your host, and my co-host today, we've got Dylan Gemelli.
Thank you.
Hey, Dylan.
I have been waiting for this interview with Dr. T, so I cannot wait to do this one.
I know, it's pretty exciting. So we're day one at the Olympia here, 60th anniversary, and we've had some amazing guests between athletes and just overall people from all over the world actually have been here. And speaking of all over the world, we've got Greece in the house with Dr. T.
Good to see you again, Monica. Thank you for the invitation.
It's very nice to see you. As always, you look very professional, and you can see all the hard work underneath your suit still.
Thank you.
And I just have to shout out, you're here missing your girls. So Nancy and Grace, right? Your daughter?
Nancy and Nicole.
Nicole, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Nicole are not here, but they're missed.
Yeah, that's definitely missed, but I promised them I will bring back.
I promised them I'll be back. I love it. So Dylan, you and Dr. T already know each other, right?
Yeah, to a point. I got to the pleasure of listening to him on Mr. University last year, and this year I get to talk a little bit too, and also get to listen more from him. And I've obviously followed you online and seen what you do, so it's something that I can look up to because that's what I've been working on with hormone optimization and everything. So I take a lot from what you say and what you teach. It's appreciated to have somebody that is so honest up front and to the point and really breaks it down nicely for us to understand. I'm wondering, what was your fascination with hormones and what brought you to that, and why do you spend so much time on it?
It's about the optimization because we age simply because the hormones decline, and optimization of the hormones is the foundation of the age management and life extension. And because of my background in bodybuilding, because of the compound that we use, then we face the suppression of the testosterone. And as we replace testosterone, then we realize that also growth hormone is very important for life extension, along with other molecules like DHEA, for instance. So hormones are like a symphony that when they're optimized,
I love that.
Yeah, they improve the quality of life, and it's just about the number of years, but how well you live those years.
Right.
The quality of living.
So how do you feel about like different studies that have come out that say that, testosterone replacement therapy can cause heart attacks, and how do you combat that?
Actually, this myth has been debunked. Actually, the low testosterone causes problems with the heart.
Yes.
Because you become obese.
Right.
You develop insulin-resistant metabolic syndrome. And in regards to prostate, thanks to Dr. Abraham Morgenthaler from Harvard, that supports that low testosterone leads to prostate cancer.
Right.
And I've been telling to people, how many men are being using testosterone globally? It's not even 1%.
It's so low.
What we hear so far is people who develop prostate cancer are those that don't take testosterone.
Right.
People that are out of shape and obese, okay? And there is a misconception between the enlargement of the prostate and the cancer, which is a totally different thing.
Right.
All right, so the cancer is something bad, is the malignancy, but having an enlarged prostate at 80 years old is something natural, okay? So basically, low testosterone is linked to higher mortality, but optimization and not abuse is linked to better quality of living and prolonged lifespan.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I got back on hormone replacement this year, and I've been feeling better, and I feel like I'm able to wake up a little bit earlier and feel like I'm able to get moving again. At 53, I've had to kind of figure out how to maneuver through this new age for me. So what advice do you have for women? Because I know you work with a lot of men, but what advice do you have for women that maybe aren't, trying to be this competitor, but want to be, healthier and have a better 50s?
To me, the most important thing in anti-aging is sleep. Then comes nutrition, and then follows exercise. So sleep has to be before midnight, from 11 to 7, these 8 hours straight, okay? Because under this timing, we produce G8s, and we are able to recover through the deep sleep, the REM. Then comes proper nutrition, of course, along with supplementation, and then follows exercise in two forms, resistance training and high interval intensity training for the cardiorespiratory. And now, replacement therapy in women is more complicated. It consists of estrogens, progesterone, DHEA, even low dose of testosterone, pregnenolone. All right, it's more complicated. But as Dr. Hetok believes, the more hormones you use, the better for the system, because it's like a symphony of hormones. So men be using only testosterone, but personally I'm taking testosterone, GH, pregnenolone, DHEA also, and DHT, which is far more better than just taking testosterone, because when you take testosterone, you shut down the production of other androgenic molecules. But when you also introduce the HCG, for instance, for fertility, that's why I became a dad at 50. Even though I'll be taking testosterone simultaneously, there's a better production of the androgen molecules. People are afraid of hormones because there's hormonophobia, and I believe that fear comes out of fear and prejudice come out of ignorance. Okay,
I agree.
When you don't know, you fear.
Right.
But basically, when you don't know, you're not able to have an opinion. So become educated, and it's about the optimization. The bad influence and the bad actually, I would say, people are skeptic about testosterone because from the abuse of the bodybuilders. That's how it brings a bad reputation, a bad name to the medical community. But we're not talking here about abuse, but optimization.
Right.
The proper use. It's like with every medication. If you abuse it, it becomes a poison.
So with the HCG, because I see it misused a lot. What's your feeling on it? What is, to you, what place does it have with TRT? How do you implement it, and how do you feel about it in general?
So with HCG, you avoid the testicular shrinkage.
Right.
Because when you administrate testosterone, obviously your own production has been shut off. Therefore, the testicles and the scrotum diminish in size. Okay. And then you restore and you preserve fertility with the HCG. That's why at 50 now I was able to conceive twice, my wife. You know,
Right.
even though I've been taking testosterone for 10 years,
Right.
plus the bodybuilding use for another 2 decades. And it's so frustrating that urologists are not aware of this and telling you, even though you have low testosterone deficiency, don't take it because you're going to become fertile. The point is, when you have knowledge, you're not going to become fertile. It's the point
Exactly.
how you use it, and knowledge is power, of course.
100%.
Yeah.
So also question, aromatase inhibitor use. How do you
Yeah.
feel about that? I understand some people are estrogen prone and some are not, but how do you feel? Because I feel like it's overprescribed.
I think so, yeah, and the abuse of it. I mean, 200 milligrams of testosterone in TRT are not going to cause you severe estrogen production.
No.
It's not like bodybuilding when you use 1 gram.
Right.
So there is this misconception, okay?
Right.
We need estrogens for mood, for sex drive, for joint health, for heart health,
Right.
for endothelium, okay? When you crush estrogens, there's a problem to the HDL, to the joints, to the mood, even to the sex drive in men,
Right.
okay? And it needs to be proportional, the estrogens, to the testosterone. Now, using an AI very occasionally, let's say once a week, is not bad, but I believe when you're low in body fat, you don't produce that much estrogens.
Exactly.
Okay,
100%.
when you don't boost, of course.
Right.
And you can take alternative supplements to lower your estrogens, like DIM,
Yep.
DIM from broccoli,
Yep.
high doses of zinc.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you can microdose your testosterone in order to avoid the spiking.
Exactly.
That releases more estrogens.
Okay, excellent. I wanted your take on that because I've been battling that for so many years. with
Estrogens
people.
are not a villain.
No,
okay?
no, 100%.
So what about the fake estrogens that are introduced to our body based on chemicals and things that we eat? How does that affect us?
The xenoestrogens coming out of those plastic bottles, for instance, or eating too much soy, okay, or being overweight, produce the bad estrogens, the E1. That's why fat, obese women are very prone to breast cancer.
Excuse me.
Okay, being overweight for women, it's bad for breast cancer because it releases the E1. The same goes for obese men with large visceral fat, that releases E1 and it favors the prostate proliferation.
Right.
It what?
Both
It-
the prostate proliferation, prostate.
Oh, okay.
So women that are into HRT, they use DIM, also men, to avoid the E1 release, which is the nasty estrogen, okay?
Right.
While
right.
the estradiol, the E2, is the normal estrogen, but E1 is the bad estrogen. We don't want that to grow.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why I tell people that want to use steroids when they have a high body fat, they're converting to estrogen at a higher rate.
Yeah.
And then they're wondering why they have problems.
Yeah.
And that could hold true to somebody even on TRT if they're way overweight. So it's something to monitor and watch. So thank you for the insight.
And I have a quick question based on that. We probably need to be letting you go pretty quickly because we could probably sit here and talk
All day,
I know,
all
right?
day long. All day long.
So educated. For a woman that is a little bit overweight, would you say, and I know based off blood work, but would you say it's healthy for them to also have a estrogen in their HRT program
For women?
that maybe are overweight?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well,
Or is
when
that
you
just
when
a-
you are menopausal and you're into HRT, you definitely need estrogens, okay? Because women that lack of estrogens start to develop cardiovascular disease. That's why women before premenopausal have higher HDL because of the estrogens, and they don't develop cardiovascular disease. But when they face postmenopausal, they start developing some heart attacks and also for the bones. Okay, we know that estrogen favors the bones, and that cracky bones occur in women that are postmenopausal. Then you administrate, of course, the D3 and the calcium, the boron, the collagen, the magnesium for the bones. But definitely you need estrogens. That applies in cream.
Good information.
Absolutely.
Very good.
I
Dr.
could-
T, how do you stay so fit? What is
Yes.
your
Well, I have to tell you that I starve myself. I lower carbs. I go low in carbs. I don't eat as much as I want. Okay, I do my regular cardio in the morning. You know, I read my cell phone.
How
just
much
to go-
cardio do you do a day?
Well,
Generally.
I wish I could do 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do it fast in the morning
Yep.
with a black coffee. And then, of course, I do 5 training sessions per week.
5
So,
training sessions?
Yeah, I mean, I try to find some time to train. You know, as a family man, I don't have spare time.
It's not as much spare time.
So the spare time is for me to relax and to train. That's all.
I understand.
Yes, I take a lot of supplements. The HRT helps me, of course, to stay lean. But frankly, I haven't eaten a pizza or a cookie or things like that. And as you age, your metabolism goes down. So we try to preserve muscle tissue, okay, to optimize the thyroid. Okay, because we're not like teenagers, we used to eat whatever we want and stay lean.
Yeah,
Right,
100%. Absolutely. So, have you found it more difficult as you've gotten older to stay on a certain diet, and have you found it harder to build muscle, or have you kind of just adapted
Well,
to the age?
the main target now is to preserve muscle and avoid muscle breakdown,
Yeah.
catabolism. Okay,
Yeah.
and as I age, my squats are harder, so my knees hurt. Even though I'm taking collagen, hyaluronic acid, all right, and glucosamine and stuff like that. So I try to preserve muscle tissue, and of course we know as muscle tissue goes down, the fat develops.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, but it's a challenging thing. I try to live smart without doing crazy things, all right, you know, to avoid injuries.
Yes.
And keep protein at least at 1 gram per pound, okay?
Protein.
Don't go below protein.
Yeah.
It's a lot like what
Lower.
Dave Palumbo was saying,
Exactly.
right? Like, just it's
Yeah.
good. It's good to just hear from the people like yourself that have been in this sport for a long time, or taking excellent care of themselves and helping others, educating others. So it's good to just kind of be reminded again of those things. And I know,
Protein is king, yeah.
yeah, that's
Exactly.
awesome. All right, so you've spoken at the Olympia University already.
Yeah, today and tomorrow,
And
we're going to
tomorrow
have
as
a
well.
roundtable
Are
as
you
well.
speaking at 1 o'clock tomorrow?
Yes.
I'll be with you tomorrow.
Yes.
So yeah.
Awesome.
Looking
So this
forward
is
to
the
it.
third Olympia University in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right, so Dr. T, what does it mean for you to be here again at the 60th anniversary of the Olympia?
This is my 4th Olympia, all right, and you know it's an honor for me to be here, among others, at the Olympia University. Also to be interviewed by you. You've been my icon in my youth, you know, and now especially the 60 years are very special for the Mr. Olympia, the Super Bowl of bodybuilding, the best of the best.
Yes. Well,
Well, that's great to
it's an
have you
honor
here.
to be able to do this with you, I will say.
Yeah.
So I appreciate the time, truly.
Well, thanks, Dr. T. And where can people find you? I know
They
we'll
can
tag you
find me
on
on
it.
social media, you know, all kinds of social media.
And your book?
My books here are on Amazon. I have the Bible 1, the Bible 2, the PEDs used in sports, the good, bad, and the ugly, so they can learn themselves.
How many books do you have now?
Listen, I have now. I recently released my biography in Greek. You're included in that with pictures, you know.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
see that. That's
there
fun.
are 4 books in English, 1 Italian, and 5 in Greek.
I love it. I love
Goodness.
it. That's awesome.
I know, right? Well, thanks for all you're doing for this sport and helping to
Yes.
get the word out about great nutrition and health and training and all the extras.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here with us
Pleasure,
today.
man. Thank you.
All right, guys, thank you so much for joining here at the Monica Brant Show. We will see you again real soon.
Thank you.
StemRegen is professionally formulated for athletes for enhanced recovery, improved microcirculation, and smart cellular signaling. I attribute being an athlete to all of the years of this incredible journey I've had in the health and fitness industry. I'm Monica Brant, 30-year health educator and encourager. Having added StemRegen into my program for the last year, I've been able to maintain the level of intense exercise that I demand on myself. Thanks to StemRegen, I am unleashing my regenerative potential.